So we're going to start with the Bear Grylls saw, sliding saw. Cut test. So, just meh. It's a saw, it works. If the blade was better, it'd be awesome. I love everything about it except the blade. Next.
I want to cut it.
You can do it later. Next, we're going to do the HDX folding saw. This is the most economical folding saw, coming in at under $5 from Home Depot. It's a Home Depot brand. Don't know that it's necessarily a wood saw. They market it as a sheetrock saw, but you know, it's out there, so we're going to test it. Cuts better than the Bear Grylls saw did, but I don't know that it would hold up as well. So even though the blade cuts better, I don't know that long term it would hold up as well. The Crush Cutmaster that we just got in the mail, they bragged on this like crazy. They told me it'd beat the Laplander hands down, so let's see. First time. Good. It's a good saw. Let's follow it up with the Laplander. Laplander still beats it, but that Cutmaster better than any other one I've used so far, especially with what all it comes with. Alright, this is the Power Tooth razor sharp teeth, generic one from Wally World, from Walmart. So, this came out of their home and garden section, not their camping section. So this is marketed as a pruning saw. Let's see how it does. Not bad. Now, to be honest, in long-term use, this blade has a lot of play in it, which is both good and bad. It's got a lot of play in it. I've had to straighten it several times as it's bound up. I would still have to say I would go with the Laplander as my primary choice, especially since it can be purchased separately, individually. Cutmaster, a very good saw. I'm going to test it out a lot more out there, but it comes in a kit. You either have to buy it with the pruning shears and just it, or in the Outdoorsman's kit, which also comes with the pruning shears, a folding knife, and a skinning knife. And for the money, with what you get, it's not a bad saw. Now, there are a few advantages it has over the Laplander. Primary being size. It takes up quite a bit less space. So that may be an advantage. They weigh almost the same. They both have a lanyard hole. I like the lock a little better on this than I do on this, but you can whip this one out with one hand. You cannot do that with the Laplander. Blade size. The Laplander has a much longer blade and a much better long cut. So you get more out of your draw. And this thing has held up over time. very well. I'll let you know how this one held up. The Bear Grylls one was great the first 5 or 6 times I used it. But as I used it, the blade has not held up well. It's gotten really bendy. If I could get replacement blades for this, this would be a good one too, because it's light. It's very light and very grippy when it's wet. So is the Laplander. Only if you're very budget conscious or you want a throwaway saw would I go with the HDX. Now, if you're going to be using one around the house that you're really going to abuse, cutting up sheetrock, cutting into things that might have nails in them, that kind of stuff, this is the saw to go with, because if you tear it up, you're out $5, including tax. $15 at Walmart. Don't waste your money. It was good the first 2 or 3 times I used it, and it started to bind up. So in the first 10 uses, I really should have replaced it. And by then, could have paid for this or this. This one's only $5 or $6 more. So any of these is a better choice. If you need a whole hunting kit, I'd go with the Crush. If you want to just get a saw, or you want the best saw that I've used so far, I'd go with the Bahco. I know there's people out there who talk about the Silky saws, but I just can't bring myself to spend $50 on a saw, and I don't have one to test right now. I've heard they beat the Laplander, but for value for the dollar, this thing is amazing. Thanks guys. We'll see you later on.